Who do you think you are? The words came out like venom from Officer Marla Keene's mouth, her gun leveled at the chest of the woman in front of her. You say one more word, and I swear you won't make it out of here alive. The late summer air was heavy, the smell of asphalt baking under the sun. Marla's finger hovered close to the trigger, her jaw tight. The woman, tall, mid-50s, dark-skinned, dressed in a navy suit, stood completely still, hands slightly raised, eyes hidden behind dark glasses. Hatred, when wrapped in a badge, becomes something worse than a weapon. It's a slow poison. And on that Tuesday afternoon in Westwood Heights, it was already eating Marla alive. From the passenger seat of the patrol car, Rookie Officer Diaz had sensed her mood early. He'd kept his mouth shut as Marla spotted the woman crossing the street with purposeful strides. Something about her dignity, straight posture, chin lifted, seemed to set Marla's teeth on edge. She swung the patrol car to the curb with a sharp turn. "Stay here," she barked, stepping out, her hand already brushing the pistol at her hip. The woman didn't flinch when Marla approached. She didn't step back, didn't speak first, just waited. "What exactly are you doing in this neighborhood?" Marla spat, not even bothering with a greeting. "Walking," came the calm reply. Her voice was steady deep, not arrogant, but commanding enough to make people listen. And that, more than anything, infuriated Marla. This area isn't safe. We've had reports of suspicious activity. Suspicious? The woman asked, one brow lifting slightly. From whom? I don't owe you explanations. Show me some identification. I don't see why I should. I've done nothing wrong. That was enough. Marla stepped forward, drew her pistol in one motion, and aimed squarely at her chest. I'm the one giving orders here. Hands up. Now. Diaz's door slammed open behind her. Officer Keene, what are you doing? Marla ignored him. The woman didn't lower her head, didn't plead. That steady composure scraped at Marla's nerves like glass on metal. On your knees. Marla hissed, slowly, deliberately. The woman crouched, but it wasn't submission. It was calculated. She moved with the calm of someone who understood the game better than her opponent. Look at you, Marla sneered, thinking you're different. But you're not. You're just another one who needs to be put in her place. The woman said nothing. Silence, in this moment, was sharper than any retort. You know why I stopped you? Because people like you don't get to walk around acting important. Not here. Not when I'm in charge. The woman tilted her head slightly. Are you finished? The question landed like a challenge. Marla's jaw clenched. She stepped closer, pressing the barrel of her gun against the woman's forehead. Say one more thing, and I'll... And that's when it happened. Something slid from the inside pocket of the woman's blazer and landed on the pavement with a muted clink. A gold badge. Not a police badge, a federal one. The seal was unmistakable, even in the corner of Marla's vision. For a heartbeat, Marla told herself it had to be fake. But she'd seen that emblem before, in a training module about jurisdiction. District Court. Full federal authority. Her mouth went dry. Who are you? She asked, her voice almost a whisper. The woman removed her sunglasses, revealing eyes as hard and unflinching as marble. I'm the law, she said evenly, and you've just crossed a line you can't uncross. The words hit harder than any physical blow. Marla's arm trembled. For the first time in years, she felt the icy edge of fear. District Judge Lorraine Hale. Not an assistant, not a prosecutor, a sitting federal judge. And Marla had forced her to her knees in the middle of the street at gunpoint. Her mind spiraled. Disciplinary hearings, lawsuits, criminal charges. Everything she'd built could collapse before sunset. She lowered the gun, her voice cracking. This is a misunderstanding. I didn't know. That's the problem. Judge Hale interrupted, still on her knees, still unblinking. Marla stumbled back toward the patrol car, her face pale, her pulse hammering in her ears. Diaz didn't look at her when she slid behind the wheel. She started the engine without a destination, just an urgent need to drive. On the sidewalk, Judge Hale stood, dusted off her suit, and began walking, not toward the courthouse, but in the opposite direction. 2 blocks later, she entered a quiet cafe and sat in the farthest corner. From her purse, She pulled a phone and dialed a number she didn't need to look up. Judicial Conduct Office, answered a voice on the other end. Lowering her tone, she said, "I'd like to file an anonymous complaint against a city police officer. Name, Marla Keene. Badge number 142879. What type of complaint, ma'am?" Her gaze drifted toward the street outside, where a patrol car was disappearing into the distance. "Abuse of authority," she said. The line went quiet for a moment, the kind of quiet that suggested wheels were already turning somewhere else. She ended the call, stirred her coffee, and let the steam curl upward, masking the faintest trace of smile. Outside, the sky had begun to shift, the light dimming, the air cooling. Somewhere out there, Officer Marla Keene was still driving, maybe thinking she'd escaped the moment. She hadn't, because this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. The hum of the patrol car's engine was the only sound. Officer Marla Keene gripped the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles whitened. She could feel Diaz watching her. "You're not going to write that up, right?" she muttered. "I'm not sure what I just saw," Diaz said flatly. "But whatever it was, it's going to follow you. I told you it was a misunderstanding. Judges don't usually see it that way," he replied. She snapped her head toward him. "Whose side are you on?" "Not yours. Not hers. Just the law." Marla pressed harder on the gas. She needed distance from Judge Lorraine Hale, but the woman's unblinking eyes stayed in her mind. Internal Affairs was waiting at the precinct. Two plainclothes investigators flanked the captain's door. Her stomach dropped. "Officer Keene," one said, "we need to speak with you about Westwood Heights." Her captain avoided her eyes. This was already out of her hands. For hours, they dissected the encounter. The stop, the drawn gun, every word. Then they played Diaz's body cam footage. When it ended, the room was silent. "Do you have anything to say in your defense?" "I was following my instincts. That neighborhood is not an excuse for racial profiling," the other cut in, "and certainly not for threatening a federal judge at gunpoint." The words landed like blows. She was finished, and she knew it. Judge Lorraine Hale sat in her chambers reviewing a case file. She'd received calls from the mayor and police chief, apologies, promises, but hadn't decided what to do. Her clerk entered. "Judge, Officer Marla Keene is here to see you." "Send her in." Marla entered without her uniform, looking smaller, stripped of her armor. "I'm not here to make excuses," she began. "I just need you to understand." Lorraine raised a hand. "You pointed a loaded gun at my head and forced me to kneel. What part do you think I need to understand? It got out of hand. My career's over. I could lose everything." "Everything? No. You still have your freedom. Others have lost far more for far less." "Then why did you let me walk away?" "Because sometimes the most effective punishment is letting someone destroy themselves. You've already done that." Lorraine stood, circling her desk. "I'm not dropping my complaint. But here's advice. Learn what power really is. It isn't a badge or a gun. It's knowing when you could destroy someone and choosing not to." Marla lowered her gaze. "I understand." "No," Lorraine said. "You don't, but you will." The hearing room was packed. Marla sat in civilian clothes. Internal Affairs laid out its findings: racial bias, abuse of authority. The body cam footage played again, this time for the board, the press, the public. The verdict was swift: termination, loss of pension, referral for possible federal charges. Marla didn't look up as the room emptied. Her career was gone, her name tarnished. In the back, Judge Hale watched quietly. That evening, Lorraine left the courthouse. Across the street, Marla stood with her hands in her coat pockets. Their eyes met. No words were spoken. Lorraine turned toward her car, heels echoing in the quiet. Marla stayed rooted, feeling the weight of something heavier than a gun or badge, the weight of a gavel. And this time, she knew exactly what it meant.